Okay, hi there. This is Angie Zimmerman, the Wedding Flower Diva, and I realize that you can't see my face, but I thought what's more important is that you could see what I'm doing. And what I am doing is decorating a wreath for Christmas. So I've already pre-made this bow, and what I did is I combined 3 different ribbons. A number 40, which is a 2.5 inch wide, a number 9, which is a 1.5 inch wide, and this gold cording. And the reason that you do that is to give it different textures. I've combined different colors. I've kind of combined some unusual colors. This green is like a lime green, which I thought was kind of fun. And I made 4 loops on each side and really long tails. And what I'm going to do is show you how you attach this now to a wreath. I used a cloth covered wire, and I'm going to literally reach behind and through these branches, and I'm going to pull it as tight as I can, and then I'm going to twist. And this is one of the things that I love about cloth covered wire. It's really easy to do that with. And in case you don't know what cloth covered wire is, here is an example of it. It's literally wire that's got a cloth wrapped around it, and it just makes it really easy to grab. Now when you do a bow like this, I haven't fluffed it yet, and that's what I call it when I separate it. When I separate it, I start pulling the loops from each of the different bows for each of the different combination of loops in a different direction. And what I'm doing when I do that is making it look much fuller and separating it so that each piece of ribbon basically fills in a different gap in the area. So bottom line, it's making this a really full bow. Hopefully you can see how I'm doing this. Literally, I'm just pulling the little loops in different directions. This is wired ribbon, so it makes it really easy. And I can scrunch it, I can bend it, I can move it wherever I want it to go. I also left really long tails on this bow, and I did that for a reason. I really like putting what I call loops all the way around my wreath. So for example, I'm taking this tail now and I'm bringing it out towards the outside of the wreath, and I'm going to grab a piece of wire. I'm going to cut it because I don't need a very long piece to do this. And then I'm going to attach it to these limbs. You always want your twist to go on the bottom so that you don't see it. Okay, so then again I'm going to pull my ribbon, and you want to keep it together and in the same order. So it's the widest ribbon, then the medium ribbon, then the thinnest one, the wire, the cording. And then I'm going to come back towards the center, and again I'm going to take a piece of wire and I'm going to attach it to one of these limbs. Now this happens to be a fresh wreath, and it would work the exact same way with an artificial wreath, with one exception. It's a little easier because the artificial wreath kind of has built-in wire that's PVC basically, and as you attach ribbon to that, you can take one of the little pieces of the artificial garland or wreath or whatever you're using, and then just twist it around the ribbon, so it goes a lot faster. But I'm going to essentially weave this in and out. Notice how I kind of scrunch it a little bit, or poof it up a little bit. And hopefully I cut this so that there's enough to go all the way around. Cut a couple wires at a time just to save a little time. I try to do this kind of like a cooking show where I have everything ready to go, because a lot of the websites where I upload only allow 10-minute videos. So if I go beyond 10 minutes, then I've got to split up the video and turn it into 2 different pieces, part 1 and part 2. So hopefully I can get this all done in one piece. And I'm using my little flip video camera. I'm going to turn this around just so hopefully you can get a better look at how this is coming together. Which, you know, the flip videos are fun and very, very easy to use, but in terms of the lighting and the sound quality, they are not the best that's out there. But, you know, for $150 instead of $1,000, it works. So that's what I'm using here. And again, I'm just attaching sort of loops of ribbon, weaving it in and out. Because this happens to be a look that I like. And I love these colors. I tend to be a non-traditionalist. And these colors are definitely not traditional Christmas colors. They're close, but they're just a little off. Now it's not red and green, it's lime and burgundy. And the same principles would apply if you were doing a spring wreath or if you were doing a summer wreath. You would just use different colors and, you know, probably different attachments. You'll see what I plan on attaching to this are some silk flowers that are in kind of this, not really a burgundy color, but maybe more of a fuchsia color, dark pink, pinkish red color, which goes nicely with this burgundy. And I also have some fairies, which I've been using for the last few years. I've been on a fairy kick. Sorry, but I cut myself with one of these wires. Okay, and it looks like I'm going to have exactly enough ribbon. That was lucky. Again, I'm trying to make sure that they're in the same order because I want to attach them all at the same place and make it look like it was one continuous loop.